What's up, Grommies? This is Dead Skull Genetics. Let's go ahead and just kind of dive right on into what I'm doing today. Today's a little bit of tent maintenance. So I'd like to do a light little defoliation on everything. I'd like to take this girl back here and actually low stress train her. This way it doesn't get out of control vertically. This one is actually a week behind the one to the right next to it here, and I'd like to get this one just kind of under control because this one they're both sativas, so they're mango hazes, blend of it, and the haze is definitely taking root. And if I flip this into flower, this bad girl right here will be touching the roof, not the roof of the tent here, let alone trying to touch the ceiling of the room, which means that I don't have enough vertical height. So you can kind of mitigate your vertical height by a few different ways, and one of the biggest ways of doing this is just low stress training, where you actually just bend the branch over and reduce the overall height. It's still going to stretch, so I'll still have to do some tent maintenance for whenever I do flip into flower, but it's easier to start it in early veg and get that plant to squat down a little bit. This way when it does try to stretch and take off, because it's like usually when you flip into flower, you've got about anywhere from like a week and a half to 2.5 weeks worth of stretch, depending on your genetics that you have chosen. So like I said, I want to open up some airflow. This is my Bubba Kush, my Bubba Slush, which is Bubba Kush and Gelato. I'd like to get some airflow into here. I just want to take off the big giant Mongo fan leaves. This has a lot of moisture content into this stuff. I mean, like, you can sit there and leave a lot. Like, I'm not going to take off all the stuff off the top. It's going to be, I want to open up underneath here, get some airflow going into the bottom. Like this fan leaf down here is like laying on top of my ground cover and the side of the bucket. And between the side of the pot here and the leaf laying on the pot, it could start harboring a different amount of moisture coming out of that leaf right there at the pot, which means that whenever it's coming down to this, I need to kind of mitigate this so that I don't get the dreaded powdery mildew. That's like an indoor grower's worst nightmare. Mildew, powdery PM, is in the air, it's outside, it's around us at all times. We're not in a sterile environment. We just don't want to give the powdery mildew the environment that's required to take hold. So, and I've had plants where one plant will have powdery mildew and none of the other ones had them, and they were sitting right next to it. Powdery mildew is not something, oh my God, if one's got it, they all got it. It depends on the environment. So maybe the environment on that one plant, I let 2 leaves touch each other for a week and didn't realize it. You've run a risk of powdery mildew. So just kind of be careful with that stuff, guys. That's what I always say. So a little plant maintenance goes a long way. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of switch angles here, and we'll start doing some of the defoliation. I've got a lot of it done on that back plant back there. I just need to do it on these 3 other plants and get it to open up a little bit. So come follow with me. One thing I do recommend is a good set of scissors. This is one of them. These are AC Infinity. No affiliation, no affiliate links or anything like that. I like good equipment and I like good scissors. It has like a little silicone thing so you don't stab yourself. These are the ones that are got like a slight little curve. Some people like them straight. Some like them with a small curve to them. Some people interchange between both of them depending on what they're doing. I prefer the curve because, like, it's just my preference. I like to be able to get in there. It helps me get a little closer into the branches. And then whenever you're sticking your hand in here, don't have it open like this, guys, and then go whoop. You're gonna cut a branch off one of the days. So let's go ahead and start with some of the lowers here, especially this one down here, because it's like laying on stuff. So I come into here, get really close to the branch, and then cut it. And I wouldn't just leave that there. pull that out of the way. Look how big that is. That's like four weeks worth of growth, if that. Like 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Then I gotta come in here again to another one. And this just kind of helps open up the bottom of the plant. That is the name of the game. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. Just getting some of the stuff out, and it already kind of opens up the plant. Now, you don't always have to use the scissors. If you know what you're doing, you can bend down, and then without the scissors, so I bend it down to the main stem. I bend it, and then you'll feel it pop. And then you can kind of pull it back up and to you real quick, like you're trying to snap a towel. And it'll break right off nice and clean, and you won't take like a piece of flesh and like string it off, because you're going to damage your plant at that point, and it's got to do more repair. We want to defoliate without causing damage. All right, so from here, I just kind of make sure that there's nothing facing the ground, because I don't want anything on the ground. I want to kind of make sure everything is nice and open. Now, I did leave like some of the bigger fan leaves up at the very top. I don't mind that. I'll sit there and I'll tuck a little bit here, and I'll wait until this gets a little taller before I start looking at these. I'm more looking at trying to get some airflow in through the bottom of the canopy. It lets a little bit more airflow come up through. Again, we're just trying to stop the mold, powdery mildew, from being able to grow. So that's as easy as it gets. I mean, I took off what, 1, 2, 3. I took off 5 of these leaves. I could probably take off these 2 lower ones down here, but I'd like to leave four good fan leaves kind of ripping on here a little bit, just so I can collect some more energy while I can. It's just solar panels. We want good solar panels. These also hold a lot of water, so if you're having a humidity problem, you could take off some more of these larger leaves. Don't take off a bunch of these lower ones and just lollipop it and strip it, because like you will stunt your plant. So I take the approach of less is more. You do want to do some of it, but not a lot. So the next one is this bad girl over here. She's got a lot going on here. Let's take me a little bit to do that one, and I'll fast forward the defoliation of this and that girl back there in the corner, and then get to talking again with what I'm about to do when I'm low stress training on those. So I've got everything the way I kind of want it. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to be doing a little bending technique. They call this the Kyle Cushman chiropractic, where you kind of take it and you give it like a little Indian burn, but you're kind of twisting it, but not trying to twist it off like a pop top. You're just trying to just get it to bend a little bit. Got it. All right. So just like that. And I'm going to make sure everything that I need to have standing up, and I'm going to get a little bud clip, and it's going to hold this bent over like this, and it'll heal. It'll take like a couple of days to heal, and it'll be just fine. And you can see I'm already at the same level as the other plant next to it. I've got a panel LED light up above it, so I kind of want to keep these two tops at around the same height, and that'll make my life a lot easier. So let me go ahead and grab a bud training clip. I forgot to grab that before coming back here. So, all right, so this, I've got a little 3D printer, is an adjustable bud clip. If you guys are ever interested in these, I can make them. Not a problem. All right, here, so I want to open it up just a little more. There we go. Bam! And then that will just make a U-turn and start facing straight on up. Everything will. And you see how once this faces up, they're all getting light now. See how much I opened everything up here? This is what we're talking about. This is how you train your plants, guys. And the worst case scenario is that this thing breaks the bud clip off, whatever. I'm not worried about that. I just need this to hold long enough to make the upper half make the U-turn back to the lights. This is low stress training. I didn't break anything off. I've literally just created a little bend in there, and then this thing will make a super highway. It'll make like a knuckle in there. It's what it did over there. So we're going to do that a second time here. Amazing stuff. And we're not bending it past the 90 degrees. We've never went below more than 90. So this is like a bonsai technique. So just be really careful. Kind of massage it a little bit, pinch it right where you want it to bend, and then just kind of slowly push it over, and you'll feel it kind of pop. You'll feel it in your fingers. I mean, unless your fingers are numb. If your fingers are numb, have somebody else do this for you. If you're wanting to do this. Because like you've got to kind of feel that little pop. So you're knowing that you'll feel it get soft right in the area. As soon as you start getting it soft, you'll feel it pop. And that'll break the inner wall of the plant without breaking the whole stalk. I mean, if you break the stalk, it's not the end of the world. It will continue to grow. It's a weed. Look at what all this other growth here. This would all, if that would have broke it, all of this would be fine. And you can see how it's holding its shape. It's not falling all the way over right now. If I did it wrong, that thing would start facing the ground right now. But because it's trying to hold its shape, we're in business. So we'll check back on this in a couple of days, and she should be standing straight up, but a little bit further over, and life will be good. And good God, just touching that branch and making it pop like that, dude, it smells like a skunk just pissed all over my fingers. That is some like rancid smelling stuff right now. Holy cow. This is Pulp Friction, which is like Kong's Crush and Mango Haze. This stuff right now, woo, freaking stinky, like diesely, like skunk. Oh my God, like skunk piss almost. Woo. That's got that old school funk to it, man, for sure. Wow. I mean, I touched it like I made it move over, and it's been like since you guys saw it and me grabbing the bud clip, I would say 2 minutes, and it's still like very, very pungent. All of them have that skunkiness except for the Bubba Slush. That's got like a little sweet peppery to it right now. But that one and that one both have that same skunky funk to it. This one's kind of got that like gym locker kind of funky mustiness to it. Love it. So that's what this is going to look like. And like I said, in a day or two, we'll check back. And you'll see this thing praying to the lights again. Yo. So hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed the little tent updates. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this out on your favorite socials. Help get the word out that this channel is here and it exists. And here to teach you guys to do basic home grows in soil. I'm not trying to teach you guys. I want to teach you the basics and show you that you can make some beautiful medicine here through the basics alone. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one, and keep on growing.